So our strategic land offer starts at the very early due diligence phase. So as our clients are looking at land, looking at sites, they'll call us in and we'll look at whatever the technical aspects are that they're uncertain about, or try and address very early some of the deal breakers, so that they either understand where they are with that piece of land, or understand what the solutions might be, or it's just not suitable for their intended use. So in terms of strategic land, we'll do this very early sort of due diligence piece, and then we'll assist with the promotion of the land through the planning process. So the very early site finding, the Regulation 18, Regulation 19, examination in public of a local plan, the planning application process, right through to the consented, building out, dealing with conditions piece. And some great examples of that, particularly in the residential sector, because it takes many, many years to get some of these major residential sites through the planning system. And I have been involved in some very early in my career that are only now being built out. And I'm not giving away any secrets, but that's getting on for 30 years ago. So some of these big sites do take a long time. I think one of the benefits that Inzygo has is our staff base is quite secure. So a number of the guys that are here have actually worked on projects all the way through their gestation, from planning all the way through to building. Transport planning comes in at probably the very earliest stage of promoting a strat land project. And the reason for that is that highways, as many people call it, is almost certainly one of the blockers, or one of the areas where there's most concern about the impacts of a particular proposal. So we would start very early on in the process, looking at potential solutions, looking at particularly what the sustainability sort of profile of the site might look like, aiming to promote travel by non-car modes, non-motorised modes if possible, and swinging the balance away from building lots of roads, lots of tarmac, to building infrastructure that's suitable for people or for public transport. So a great example, and it's just literally come back this morning, which is the nature of the work that we do, is a site that I first looked at 5 years ago for about 6,000 houses, a large renewable energy component right next door to it. It's got a fantastic opportunity in a new rail proposal between Oxford along the A40 corridor. And if you know that part of the world, you know that the A40 is hugely congested at peak times. So that project, heavily constrained unless we can come up with a sustainable transport solution. And I think 5 years ago we had a number of options, including a guided busway proposal that could work. We're now in a position where a railway scheme, it might work. A light rail scheme, it could be a heavy rail scheme, but it's £1 billion investment. And along the corridor, it's highly likely that by 2050, we'll have another 25,000 houses. So some of these projects at that large scale, they're very exciting. The solutions you've got to come up with, literally from day one, when the first 500 houses are built, the first school, the first centre, the first sort of element of employment, all have to stack up in their own right. But if you work from start to end state, start to see some of the things that you can bring online, it is very exciting.